What's up? What's up, everybody? We are live. We're live. We're alive. Kind of came out of nowhere live, so we're just going to give it a little bit. Let the world catch up. Let the world catch up with what I'm serving out here. Okay, let's turn this up. Turn it down a little bit. Actually, turn it up a little bit, huh? Perfect. 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 Okay. Alright, today... Get this out of here. What is this? What are we doing here? Today, I will be playing and talking about the Snes Classic. This came out this year? I felt like this was this year. Yeah, this was this year. SNES Classic from Nintendo. It is a tiny console version of the SNES. It's a tiny little, basically remodel, or not remodel, just a smaller version of the whole console of what the SNES was. Came with 2 controllers, and they are spot-on replicas of the original SNES. And, sorry about that. This was very difficult to get. I think they're reissuing these. I think they heard the cries that this was very hard to do, to get. I mean, and I finally, when the NES Classic came out, that was so hard to get, and I was hearing how stocks were so limited. I didn't even care at that time. This time I did. I managed to snag one of those. Maybe that'll be a separate kind of thing when I get to that. But managed to get the second issuing of the NES Classic. But got the first when it first came out, the SNES, and it has a collection of different games. It has you can do rewinding, you can do fast forwarding. Can you do? Yeah, I think you can do rewinding. At least fast forwarding, which is helpful for games like Final Fantasy 3 when you're, you know. Through that. Man, I think it's fast forwarding. But the only thing is, I wish they would have. They had this replica, controller. I wish they would have added some button for the save state and the load state, because you have to actually go out from the menu. You actually have to hit a button on the console itself, the reset button, I believe, and that kicks you back to the menu. And then you had a different button to to get these the suspend points, which is basically save state, load state. You can do a direct auto or quick save, quick load, that kind of crap that everyone's used to on emulators. But this is a little bit harder. So as much as I like it, I wish there was a separate button. Maybe there's a button combo, because you can mod these. People took the NES Classic and put all of the NES games on it. And it sounds like you can do the same with this. The internal memory and all that stuff is the same. So people were easily able to just mod this and put everything on there. So that's kind of cool. I have not spent a lot of time with the SNES Classic. I thought I would do it for the stream. You got to do it for the stream here. And I think the SNES is my favorite. We're just going to jump into a game while I'm talking, but I want to check out Castlevania, because I never checked it out, but I think the SNES is my favorite of all the Nintendo consoles. I started when I was a kid with the NES, but the SNES to me was like that first big whoa. The games were more involved, better music, the graphics of course were better, but I remember more fondly the SNES just a little bit more. When those games started coming, it was like, whoa. But I've never played Super Castlevania 4, so we're jumping in here. Oh, Okay, my name is nothing. Change something real quick here. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. See, I never played. Oh, this chord's too short. Lean back. Can I lean back, please? This cord is so short. Why? There we go. There we go. I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit. Castlevania. I've never been a big Castlevania person. I would watch people play some at times, but I never got super into it. I think it'd be fun to go back through, you know, starting from the first and going through the Castlevania series. I've really wanted to. Can you knock? Yeah, you can knock down these candles. I've seen enough people play these that I will say I have played. I take that back. I've played one Castlevania. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I think, is one of the best games ever made. So I think I started with the best one. Playing that to go back to 1 and all that stuff. Got a bag of 300 points. Can I knock that down? I need a Koopa shell to knock that down. Money. Can I go back here? See, I think Super Nintendo just built on everything that was on NES games, these side scrollers, you know. I don't know, it just made everything a lot better. The music is just so rad. Link to the Past, Super Mario World, like these absolute classics. Super Metroid, just like great freaking games. How do I get over there? Oh, I probably have to go behind here. Gotcha! Don't need hearts. I also love the controller. I love the, they added the 2 new buttons when it went from NES to SNES. What are plants growing out for? I got a chicken leg. Why did I go back in here? I need to stay up here. Oh, okay. See, they're using different dimensions. They're going just a little bit more like that. But one of my favorite games of all time is on here. I'm going to play that after I get through this like level. It's pretty fun. You start to get stuff in different directions in SNES. Like I'm swinging diagonal. Swinging in 8 directions now. Oh, that sucks. What do these other buttons do? Oh, shoot. Lagging out there. I think I probably only have so many of those, don't I? Yeah, they take hearts to do that. Okay. Ow. Do. They also, another thing that really made me want to buy the SNES Classic was, and I'm not even a huge fan of the series, Star Fox 2. With the SNES Classic, I guess it was a prototype. I don't even know if it's finished. I don't know if it was ever released. Star Fox 2, which definitely was never released. I don't know if it was finished and just not released. I don't remember. That got released on this. They got released on the SNES Classic for the first time. So for that, you know, alone, getting Star Fox 2, an unreleased Super Nintendo game, is like, is that like a, you hang on it and swing? Whee! Whee! Oh. You gotta land. And save states and having save states is so good because some of these games are kind of aggravating to not have that on there. How did I? Don't die. Okay, we're gonna have to swing on this. Oh, frick. Whee! Whee! So yeah, if I want to do a save state, let's see, I think I have to hit reset. That gets me back to here. I go to the suspend point, I hit Y, and now I have a suspend point. Yeah, you can rewind, not fast forward. So I can jump back in. Does this jump me back into my save? No, it doesn't. That sucks. Okay, so hit reset. Start game on that. Okay. So, kind of a bit of work to actually hit that. You have to have that thing kind of close to you, I guess. One good thing I actually heard about on a podcast and how I found out about it was you can it comes with a power brick that you can use on the SNES Classic. And I have so many of these other outlets I'm using for other consoles and stuff. I don't have room for another. You know, I would like to not use another, you know, power slot or outlet or whatever. You can actually plug in it has enough power to plug the USB into another console, like a PS3, PS4, whatever. So I've got my Wii U on, and it's plugged into the Wii U, and that's enough power to power this. So I heard about that on a podcast, and that saved my life. So good little trick there. Ow. Oh, and that's like a death chandelier. Death chandelier. Yeah, I would love to go through all the Castlevania games and play them. Ow. Flaming horse head. Okay. Ow. I'm gonna die. Oh gosh. Okay, at least I'm right here. Ooh, got that, whatever that was. But Symphony of the Night just really knocked it out of the park. This type of game. Okay, I want to get to this end of the level, and then I'm going to jump in really quick to the other games. There's a flaming horse head. Not today, flaming horse head. What I don't like is hearing stuff about the series where, at least in the second game, I think this is kind of limited to just that second game, but in the second game, Simon's Quest, Castlevania Simon's Quest, you actually have to kneel down like this for a little bit in a random spot to continue, to get actually through the game. That kind of stuff is not fun. There's bad game design and just the reason why like stuff like save states and stuff, I just love revisiting some of these games because you really can fully enjoy them with save states, I think. There's some like Donkey Kong Country. As a kid, I got through that. It's difficult, but it's like possible. They give you good saves. Because some of these games are like, if you die, you gotta go back through the whole game again. The way I play games, that's not fun. I'll take a challenge. I like a good challenge of, you know, Donkey Kong Country is a perfect example of pretty difficult, and you'll die a lot. But they give you save points, and you don't have to start the whole entire game over. That was another thing I think this... Are you freaking kidding me? This generation kind of fixed. They had more, like... Instead of using passwords and all that crappy system, I like these old planks that'll freaking kill you if you're on them and swing. But this was more forgiving of like, hey, these are real difficult games still, but frick my life. As I was just saying that happens. What's up, AOI 2012? I just died. What a coincidence, just unboxed my SNES Mini today, again after a long time, to play some games. Yeah, I haven't played this since I got it as well. I was just talking about how I have to freaking get up and move this to go down to do the save state, which is absolutely bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. I don't know why they didn't add another button on the controller itself. But this is the first time I played Castlevania. Just playing through that and just going, we're just going to go through a couple games. Thought I'd talk through some of them. This one I have not played. I'm running through all this. Speed run. Oh, that was a frame skip. Give me heart. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die again. Stop that. Are you kidding me? Ah, no. Hack Chi on your SNES. What's Hack Chi? Is that the mod that gives you all the games? Like the NES? If it is, does it allow you to do the load the save states through the controller? Or do I still have to freaking press that? I guess I would just get a longer cord, just have it right next to me and just press it, but it's really weird. I think I'm spoiled too from emulators on PC. Playing classic games on there. It's a button press away to do a save state and a load state. Got some chicken. Except the hack thing, I'm mixed if I want to hack my SNES. Having all the games is awesome. But I think it... Why did I die at the same freaking place? I get kind of queasy about modding consoles and stuff. Yep, the mod allows it. Ooh. You have to press down and select for a second. And that gets you back in the menu. Okay. Wow, why couldn't freaking Nintendo do that? I mean, why can't do it? It gives the fourth hidden filter. What's that? What is the fourth hidden filter? I don't know if I am using any filter on here. I think I'm just doing clean. I like seeing the old TV scanner kind of filter for a little bit, but I don't like playing with it on. It's kind of rough. Hit that freaking thing. Don't be a dummy. Alright, farthest I've made it. The fourth hidden filter. That's interesting. Get up here. Press and hold Y. What I lock? Okay, you can lock it and unlock it. You can choose when Nintendo built in a fourth, which you can't choose without the hack. Interesting. They just, I guess, at the last minute chose not to enable it? Wow. What does it do? Right. Alright, wait, the boss. Yep, that's a boss. Don't I have one of those shurikens here? I thought I had like a billion of them. Ow. Ow. Got him. Oh, nope. No, I don't. Nope. Nope, you didn't. What is the fourth hidden filter? That's pretty cool sounding. Now. Nice, I think I got something to throw. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save state here. So you said are spoiled by the emulators and most of it. It basically activates the bilinear filter smooth effect, in my opinion. That's the way you get the benefits of the scanline. That's what I meant, scanline filter, not TV, whatever I said. Scanline filter without the scan lines. Interesting. It's cool to see that aesthetically, but I am getting tore up. I thought I got a special thing. Okay. Crap. Okay, get out of the way. Nice. What is that freaking space out there? Nice. More games started doing this too, from the NES to SNES era, of like having these maps and stuff. Because I mean, Mario did it though in NES, so I shouldn't say. It just became easier to navigate. These games started to really evolve. I'm going to. If I had the freaking mod, I could sit down. Back to the menu. I'm gonna save that. We're gonna go to our next game. We are gonna play some. I'm gonna check out. Let's jump in Punch Out here. I don't know if I've ever played Super Punch Out. I played the original on NES, but the graphics are even better here. What's really cool about the SNES Classic, the one thing I would say is I wish they would have had, like, figure out Chrono Trigger. I don't know how they could not figure out getting Chrono Trigger on there. But other than that, great selection of games. Star Fox 2 being out for the first time was unbelievable. I think that was a great... yeah, it's always funny. So you get up. Yeah, that's not fun. I wish I would have modded it. But great selection of games, and it makes me think about the N64 Classic. We talked about it on a podcast a couple podcasts ago. But if they do, and I think they will, do an N64 Classic, there are some absolute classics on the N64. Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64. I don't think they do need any introduction. But I think they can fit every game that you should play on the N64 Classic. Whereas if they're going to do 10, 15 games, or whatever it is, I think the library on this N64 was not that it's not that impressive. There is absolute 10 out of 10 classics on there that redefine gaming. But I think you can fit everything on there. Whereas SNES is like, boom, you need like the hacks and stuff for the NES and SNES. Like, there are so many good games they didn't get the license for. I mean, people aren't going to care about. They're not like that good, but people would like to play them. Stuff like that. Yeah, I think if that comes out, you can fit everything on there. Okay, we're done. Championship mode. We're going to do a minor circuit. The Russian guy who made the hack, the only game that he really wanted to run on it was Chrono Trigger. Everything else was secondary. Yeah. Wasn't it kind of like the original NES? Or I know what it was. I think the NES Classic was hacked in a certain way. Yay! And I think that same vulnerability was in there, so I think that's what I'm thinking of. No, I don't want to retire. I want to fight Grandpa here. I don't really hear a lot of people talk about Super Punch-Out versus the original Punch-Out on NES. Or am I crazy? Oh gosh, I got lit up. I think maybe because it having Mike Tyson was a whole different, you know, fighting Mike Tyson in an NES game is pretty crazy. Okay, block. I'm gonna kill you, old man. I like all the people in the background with the cameras. Yay! Yay, come on! Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm not good at this. Yeah, I think the SNES is my favorite Nintendo console of all time. Got him. Killed the old man. Killed the old man. Hi, Dweebo. They're from Brazil. Make more videos by unpacking Player Arts Kai action figures. You know what? I would like to. I really would. I haven't got a lot of figures in a long time. I think the last ones I got that were kind of Play Arts was like Metal Gear and stuff. Ugh. If I get something cool, maybe I will. I'm not against doing, you know, some Player's Kai stuff, figure reviews. I think I will get back into one figure review I've been dying to get into, and that's the talking about amiibos. Because I have just about every single Smash Brothers amiibo you can get. I don't have like the Player 2 costumes of like the DLC, like Bayonetta, Cloud, and Corrin. So I'd like to talk about those. I think those are kind of a neat thing to talk about, but yeah, Player's Kai. They got too expensive for me too. I think I kind of talked about that in the last couple reviews. I'm getting the frick out of Super Punch Out. They got kind of pricey, honestly, for me. But I did see something called Bring Arts. And that's just another line under Play Arts, I think, that they're like more 5-inch, 7-inch figures. I saw they had new Kingdom Hearts ones. Those, that came with the collector's edition of Kingdom Hearts 3, which I did not freaking get because it was way overpriced. Those might be cool. I want to check out Kirby Dream Course. What is this? I'm trying to play games I've never played before and see how they are. Let's play. Is this like Kirby Air Ride on GameCube? What the frick is this? Is this how you enter your name? Alright. That is my name, guys. Don't wear it out. Nope, that's my name. Sorry, I forgot that. Nope, that's my name. Course 1. What is this? Where the frick am I supposed to get to? What in the world is this? Wow, I know why I didn't get this game. Is it like golf? Oh, I went too freaking fast like a moron. Are you freaking kidding me? Get in the hole, Kirby. Wow, this is cool. Wow, I think this is my favorite game. How do I go back? There we go. What the world? Jeez. I've never played this game and I felt like I didn't need to. Unless you're like a big fan of Kirby and I bet you're like cursing my name. Nice. Okay, this game sucks. This is not a good game. Mega Man X, Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana I tried to play recently. And I was talking to a friend at my past coworker of mine. And it's one of those games that I don't think has aged well. And I don't think was good. I tried to play it recently. And he loves that game. That's like one of his favorites. And I said, I was like, you played this when you were a kid, you know. He played co-op with like friends or his like sister, something like that. and really fell in love with the game. And I was like, hey, I get that. Like, I love the original Tomb Raider games on PS1, and I was like, I think this is a similar situation. Those original Tomb Raider games are unplayable now. I think they have aged poorly, but they are some of my favorite like memories of gaming. Playing those with my dad. And I think it's the same for Secret of Mana. I was like, hey, this game's not good. I did not have fun with it, but it's cool to have that kind of games. Like, does anybody have those type of games? Do you have those kind of games that, like, you really like, you enjoy, but you understand they've aged poorly? Like, the Tomb Raider games, some of my most fondest memories. Aged terribly. Terrible to go back to and try to play. AOI 2012 says, do you know the story behind Secret of Mana? I do. I think it started out as Final Fantasy, one of the Final Fantasy games, did it not? And then they kind of pivoted and made it a Secret of Mana? Something like that, similar? Because it was like action RPG, and I think they kind of like went back on that because turn-based is Final Fantasy. Something like that, maybe? Am I getting close? Now, this game is, no, I played the NES version. Yeah, I've never played this version. This game was on NES. Yeah, was on NES. It was ungodly difficult. Everything jumps out of the ground every 2 seconds to kill you. Everything wants to destroy you. It is such a fun game to play. Well, it's so funny to play because everything jumps out every 2 seconds to kill you. It is so difficult. But I had fun with it. I actually had a lot of fun. It was just making me laugh, like, to try to get to the end. So I've never played Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Is it a remaster or is this a whole new game? We're about to find out. I love that music. That kind of... They just added just the background. The bass is great. Oh. That Link to the Past kind of sounding stuff too. Or Link to the Past has it. I mean, they all... Music sounds great in this. Alright, I can easily make it to the... Okay, I bet this is kind of the same. This is a classic game. I didn't play the original, oh frick, on NES till just a couple of years ago. Did not beat it. Oh, how do I get the heck? Can I get out of here, please? Can I get out? Okay, I've lost. And every time you get hit, you lose a piece of clothing. Okay, I'm out of there now. It is like everything I'll play. That's why I have fun playing this. I hate to compare it to this because this came from this was such before this, but this is absolutely Dark Souls like, and again, this came way before Dark Souls, but just even the animations, like once I run, like I'm committed, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the Dark Souls, when you jump, when you roll, you're committed to that action. Like you can't just be moving around and flailing around, like every action counts. What's up? Runha? Is that how you say that? Hello from Bosnia, great game. Well, hello from America. What is up? Runha and whoever else is in the chat, say hello. This is a great game. It's very hard. First time I'm playing this one. I played the NES one, so it's feels just like it. Looks better. Oh my gosh, what the frick is that? What happened? I opened up a chest that died. This is Dark Souls. This is a Dravo. He might be speaking Bosnian. What is that? This is Dravo. You know what language I did start learning recently? Because I am a big anime fan. Is Japanese. The website Gosh almighty. The website, they know what that means. I don't know what that means. AOI 2012 and Runa. I think that's how you say the name. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. They're playing tricks on me in the chat. I can just smell it from a mile away. That's okay, because I am the best Ghost and the Goblins player in the world. You guys have found a great time to... Well, okay, that was just a glitch. Okay, that was... It means hello. Okay. You know, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Wow, that lags out big time. Oh my gosh, that lags out. There's like 800 enemies on the screen. Oh no. Means hello. Okay. Oh, frick. 2:15 in the morning in Bosnia. Where is Bosnia located at? Who is America? Holy cow, we seen we go. I'm halfway through the first episode. I have not got through it. I was freaking like almost puking from laughing so hard. Who is America? You have to check it out. Is the new show from Sacha Baron Cohen, who made Borat, Bruno. Bosnia is in Central Europe. Okay. I want to look that up. I'm just a dumb American. I want to like see where this is at. I want to see where this is at. I want to like visualize where you're at, my man. Bosnia. Okay, it's by Serbia. Wow, I zoomed out way too freaking far. Why did I do that? Okay. It's by Serbia. Albania. It's across the ocean from Italy. Okay. Okay, I got a good image now. Yeah, you are definitely in Central Europe. It's like pretty central, huh? Cool. Nice. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Did they like join? What happened? I thought it was its own thing when I ever heard of Bosnia before. Hers is German for heart. Nice. Why is it like that? Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on yeah, that's what's on Google. Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm getting better with it every time I say it. Why is that like that? Did you guys like join at some point? Was it just Bosnia before? Am I crazy? But back on Who is America? Same person who did Borat, Bruno. Very freaking funny show. I love that it feels just like the Ali G show. You said it right, dude. Why is it both? Why is it both? Yeah, Who is America is cracking me up. Very good. Okay, I think we've had enough of this. Let's change it up. Let's change it up. What do you guys say? Let's change it up. Let's change it up. Say hello in the chat if you're watching. Bosnia is the part of old Yugoslavia. Interesting. Interesting. What should I play next? I'm gonna let the chat decide. We'll see. First person to put in the chat. What do they want to see played? F-Zero. Okay, we're going F-Zero. F-Zero I played on N64. I played this for the first time just a couple of years ago on the SNES. But the N64 one I had a lot of fun with. And then the GameCube one, played at a friend's house maybe a little bit, but only N64. Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Macedonia, Albania were all one state called Yugoslavia. Oh, okay. And Montenegro also. I'm using this like chat kind of beta for the streaming thing I'm using. I'm not seeing all the comments, so I'm gonna come back on here. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Now I'm seeing everybody's comments. Okay. Hey, what's up, Zenzu? How are you doing? Donkey Kong Country. We're gonna get to that next. We'll play a little bit of this. We will do Donkey Kong next. Wow, this is so interesting. But in the early 90s, there were some wars here and not a very good political situation, and we all fall apart, divided in different states. Interesting. Because that's not that long ago. And I felt like I would probably remember that out of history class if I would have really retained some of that. But that's interesting. You all were all one state and broke off from Yugoslavia. So is the political climate like good now, or are we like where are you guys at now? All that stuff. We're gonna go standard. Thank you guys for joining in tonight. I love when people jump in to talk. Yes, unfortunately. It's still kind of like dicey, huh? I'm sorry to hear that. Wait. Okay, press the wrong button here. What is like the view of America from Bosnia? And don't hold back. Like, what do you guys think of America? Da, da, da. One thing that's really cool about these games is how fast they are, you know. But one thing, I played Super Mario Kart recently, because I played the N64 one, was my first one, and I played GameCube, etc., etc. But going back and playing Super Mario for SNES, it's kind of hard, you know, just the way it feels, just, I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't feel, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not really a big fan of this type of view, but it's cool that they were able to make it look like this on the SNES. How do I jump? I think there's a way to jump, can't you? I love the jump. Oh. That's it? That's just the whole freaking end if you fall off the map. Wow, wow, wow. I went to school. AOI 24 says, yes, I went to school with someone from Bosnia and he hated Croatian people. It had to do with the story. Right now, it's a much better situation than it was at that time. 4 months, my good friend has moved in America at Portland, Oregon. Turbo Dweebo, the S. Our view in America is always special because we look at America at Superforce with better life and everything else. Wow, that's interesting. You hear that from time to time and it makes you, I don't know, it just makes you reflect. Because sometimes we can, as Americans kind of complain, you know, on certain things, and certain things can be better in America. I think that's obvious. There's always things that can be better. But you saying that kind of like knocks me back and go like, you know, sometimes as I complain about stuff, it's like, you know, there's people that are really wanting to get into America, you know. So that's cool to hear you say that. Thank you. I feel very blessed to be here, and makes me reflect on, you know, what can I do to help others. And I actually just traveled to the west side of America, the west coast. Not the west side, I guess you could say west side. West coast of America on my honeymoon. Went to California and San Diego. Had a really, really awesome, fun time. It was really fun. Activate the turbo. Am I hitting it? I think I'm hitting it. Okay, yeah, I'm hitting it. It's A, okay. There we go. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is the fun part about F-Zero, is how freaking fast it is. Okay, I gotta get my S back. Gotta get my S back. Gotta get my S back. Give me my S back. Give me my S back, come on. So what's something in Bosnia that's really, what's something that you love about there? You love about your country? Okay, got one S. I'm gonna use this S. Ooh, I'm going to rank 3. Kicking me in there. Not rank 3. What place am I in? I guess I need 4. Okay. Final lap. Using my S. I'm in 2. Oh. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm in 1. Get my S's back. Give me my S's. Give me my S's. Come on. Oh no. No, no. Oh! The best F-Zero player in the world. I can totally relate. Mario Kart on the SNES was the first I played. Used to be so good in it. Playing later entries and going back to SNES version now feels strange. Yeah, it's something about the 3D, huh? Something about the 3D, you know. It goes back on when I was talking about Secret of Mana. Like some stuff doesn't age well, and you get kind of spoiled about new technology. Like we've nailed certain controls in games where it's like, you know, going back to older versions. But then again, I'm not as good as games that I used to be compared when I was a kid. I know a lot of friends live in America. My good friends that moved there because political situation in Bosnia is bad. Bosnia is a beautiful country, but bad political situations on top of government. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's really cool that you have like a, you know, a beautiful country. Awesome. I bet there are places in Europe and stuff. I've just seen pictures. Yeah. Beautiful. Zenzu, totally understandable at the start. Age of 30, you lose from year to year a little bit of reaction time. You react slower. Don't tell me that, AOI 2012. I'm getting close to 30. Don't tell me that. Delete that. And a lot of young people are looking for better life in other countries such as Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, USA, Australia, etc., etc. Germany is a sinking ship. The other options are better. AOI 2012 would know that. Because I think you are German. If I remember correctly. I have a hard time remembering where everybody's from when they jump in the chat, so I'm sorry. That's interesting. Looking for better places. Looking for better places. Okay, let's go. Okay, what Zinzu wanted to see Donkey Kong. We are going to appease Zinzu right here. Because we're appeasing Zinzu, it's a double, you know, two birds, one stone. I like Donkey Kong Country. It is my it's probably my third favorite game of all time. I think it's number 3. Runha, sorry, I probably am saying that wrong. 29. As a kid right after the war ends, 1995, we have some Chinese copies of NES and played so much. Interesting. I always hear about what do I hear all the time about? Brazil. The consoles there are like extremely expensive. So they have to import from like gray market stuff like that to get it in there. That's interesting. Chinese copies of the NES. I'm starting to feel old playing the new Crash Bandicoot games. Yeah, for sure. I struggled to complete even the first game in the trilogy. The first game's freaking hard, Zinzu. First game is freaking hard, man. Alright, let's play the Donkey Kong. Enough talking about it. Like I said, where's freaking... I already have a save on here. Oh, do I have to like... Yep, I have to freaking get up and press this button. So here's where I'm at. When I first got this thing, I turned it on, and before I know it, I was already in this, like, I already beat the first boss without even thinking about it. Freaking third favorite game of all time. Loved it as a kid. Coming back to it now. We were talking about games that didn't age well. This freaking aged beautifully. Looks incredible. For its time, it was mind-blowing. And I have so many good memories of this game. We had to keep a journal in my second grade class. I know there's people in different countries, so maybe they don't have grades, or it's a little different, maybe, possibly. But in second grade, I was like 8. We had to keep a journal, and all I would talk about was Donkey Kong Country and Country 2. Getting like the special coins and 2 and stuff like that, but I loved these games, and it looks freaking beautiful for its time. These 3D kind of like renders and stuff. They always made my hands sweat of just like getting to level. I used to go to my aunt and uncle's. If I time this right and get up here and get the frog, but I used to go to my aunt and uncle's, and they would help me get through certain parts of the game. I'd bring my cartridge over, and they'd have to help me like get through certain bosses and stuff because they loved playing as well. Another just fun, gaming memory, playing with family and friends and stuff when you're little. That stuff, whereas regardless of what people think of the game, or people say this game sucked or whatever, it's those times of playing with family and friends, or childhood memories of a game that like can take it from like, on my review scale, if you've heard me say, like, it goes from like complete booty, but you can play it rad and classic. It takes, even though you can still say like those Tomb Raider games are butt now basically, but they hold a special place in my heart, and that's okay. Like, games can kind of be bad, and still enjoy them for the memories you had with them. And why didn't I get that? There we go, Kong. So we got the. But I just love it, and it's so funny. I can just play this after so many years and just muscle memory of playing the game, and so freaking fun. So freaking fun. Node's called Terminator T2. Similar as Dindy. What is the Dindy console? You can search for it on Google. I'm going to search this real quick. What is this? Dindy. What is Dindy? Is a Taiwanese hardware clone of the family computer. Produced for the Russian market. It was released in the early 1990s by the Steepler Company. Interesting. Yeah, look this up. It's pretty interesting. Wow. So it's like a legal copy of the Famicom or something? Agree. The graphics, soundtrack especially still hold up very well today. Aquatic Ambience. Look it up on YouTube. In my top 3 of like game soundtracks of all time. Awesome song. This whole freaking soundtrack is one of the best of all time in gaming. Spent a lot of time playing. T2 searched it, saw on some Russian YouTube channels. Those days as a kid, my love for those old retro games we played stayed in my heart. Very often I'm playing it from emulator. Yeah, you know, you load up an emulator sometimes. You think about those old times, you know? Next level, which is the car stage, at the very start. Try jumping the barrel and off the ledge. Something cool happens. Jump over the barrel. This game is full of stuff like that. I don't remember exactly where all the things. Thank you for pointing that out. I don't remember where all the spots are at. But sometimes you'll just, in later snow levels or snow levels where it's pretty difficult, some of those levels are. But I kept falling in certain places, and I was finding by chance some of the shortcuts. So I'm going to do what you just said, Zenzu. We're going to... I think that was a trick. Zenzu, were you tricking me, or did I get too far away, maybe? Zenzu might be playing a trick. Jump over the ledge into the pit. This sounds real, though. Oh, no. I'm sorry I doubted you. I love the little shortcuts. This game's freaking full of them. If I didn't die. Wow, you skipped the whole thing. I never knew that one. Wow. Still learning stuff. After all these years, I just skipped that whole level. I kind of want to play this level, though. Because I love the cartwheel levels. That's cool. If I die, I'll just go to the next level, but... these cart levels would get you, like, just jumping. Really make my hands sweat. AOI 2012, oh my gosh, I can't believe you talking about my reaction time's going to go down after 30. It makes me just so sad. I'm just going to, everyone ignore that comment. We're not going to let AOI 2012 get us down. I think I found it by accident. That's funny. Yeah, like the snow levels, I was finding a ton of stuff by accident. There's one level in this game. I think it was the first one in this world. You can actually pick these up. Can you pick them up or you just roll them? Yeah, you just roll them. You can roll them into different places in the level. And get to other things. But there's a level where, let me go back and see if it's this first one. Mickey's Walkway. I think it's this one. No, it's not. I just did that one. I thought I did this. Maybe it's back there. Where the lights go dim and there's these like red-eyed looking like weird crocs. And you have to like press a button that like shows a green. I think I would probably get to one. Very intense as a kid to not like have these things wake up and like you can't like kill them. You have to get through each part of the level at a good amount of time. As much as I sucked at the other games, I'm pretty good at this, but I'm probably gonna jinx myself on stream. But of all the games I usually play on Hangouts, I usually suck at, but this one I can play on awesome games done quick. I can knock them out. Oh, scratch that for memory, guys. Just like AOI 2012 saying we lose reaction time the older we get. Both are fake. Both never happened. Gotta get down there. How old are you? I am 27. That's the later levels. I could have swore I played that just a little bit, yeah. Stop and Go Station. That is it. Later. Yeah, see you later. He's going cooking. See you, AOI 2012. Thanks for stopping in here. Thanks for stopping in. Oh my gosh. You got Donkey Kong back, and then you switch by pressing select. Yep, I like Donkey Kong in front. First time I beat DK on SNES when I was 15. On SNES emulator with save load states. I beat all 3 parts. Never had a real Super Nintendo console. Interesting. You just beat that not long ago. When you were 15. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country is one of my freaking favorites. There's some up there. Banana? Just the music, the graphics. This game is in my top 3 for sure. What is that? That like disappears when I got that, unless it's like a glitch. What is that? What is that? Let's see this. Do you see that? Is that like a glitch? What is that? I think I'm going to beat this level on Donkey Kong, and then I'm going to... Man, I wish they would have figured out Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 as well. I think we're going to try a different game. Frick my life. How's like the game situation now in Bosnia? Do you have like the PS4, Xbox One, and stuff like that? Or is it still kind of hard to get some of those consoles in the country? That Aqua Ambience track is definitely timeless. I actually have it in my Spotify. It's one of... It might be... It's definitely my top 3 video games, like songs, soundtracks, whatever. The whole game is one of my favorites. It has an incredible soundtrack by David Wise, is the man who kind of like composed all of it. He went on to do like Banjo-Kazooie, stuff like that. Absolute freaking genius. He did the soundtrack to Donkey Kong Country Returns. Maybe it's just Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I have it freaking right here on the shelf. What's it called? Is it Returns? No, it's not. It's just Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for Wii U. He came back and did the soundtrack for that. And that game, I don't know what that dude, I don't know where he went to school, how he got his talent, but played that on Wii U. I think it recently came out for, recently for Switch. Definitely recommend it. And that soundtrack had me stopping playing because I was just like, I just gotta sit and like enjoy this. Like the soundtrack is like out of this world. He's too good for this world. David Wise, check him out. Well, just play his games. Just play Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, Aqua Ambience is freaking brilliant. Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack, Bramble Blast and Mine theme are also awesome. Yes, they are. I will still hum too. The I think I remember them playing it on. It's like one of the last tracks on during the boss fight with K. Rool at the end. It's that kind of like it's just upbeat and like very symphonic, and I'm trying to think of how it goes. Like. I that could be like Bramble Blast or something else, actually. I'm trying to think how the K. Rool thing went. It's an awesome track too. As a kid, it's like you're just really, it's just intense and you know it's the last kind of boss. I want the frog. Give me the frog. I'll beat this level and we'll change. We'll change to a new. Yep, kind of like the rock and roll version. I went for sleep. Up on YouTube, SNES live stream, and then I saw this. I said, no sleeping yet. Just sub on your channel. Thank you, Ruha. Thanks for joining in and talking with us. We do these pretty often. We do podcasts and stuff like this, but I love sitting down with a game and kind of talking through it with people, giving memories. Maybe if I know a little bit about the history of the game, we can kind of talk through that as well. I think that's a fun way to stream. Thank you for joining us. And some of the history about Bosnia, too. Pretty cool. You can jump on these with the frog, which is cool. But I think the red bees you cannot. There's red bees that you'll see later. I'm moving along now. I'm gonna push this all the way. Ah, Frank, why did I do that? Yeah, thanks for joining us. Ruha. Probably saying the name wrong, like everything else I do in my life. So how is everybody's Sunday? What are they doing? Well, how was everybody's day today? I got some stuff done around the house. I've been away from Hangouts for a while. I returned recently and played some Crash Bandicoot, the new DLC levels. I think Zinzu, you mentioned you were playing that new Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Frick my life. So I was playing the DLC levels for that, which is pretty fun. If you watch that Hangout, you'll see how good I am at that first Crash Bandicoot, that DLC level, easy peasy. There was some glitches that made me die, but you know, just of course glitches. Waiting for the day when they have a new DK game on Switch with the Aqua soundtrack. Well, if you play Tropical Freeze, they have some of the original Donkey Kong Country soundtracks on that when you're playing. So have you played Returns or Tropical Freeze? Tropical Freeze is excellent. It's one of my favorite games on the... it was definitely my game of that year, 2014 it came out. Frick my freaking life. Frick. Those are both really fun. Tropical Freeze in particular is awesome. And it's extremely difficult. It didn't ease up on like the difficulty of... Because these games are like, they will test you. They're not impossible. You can use save states if you want, but it's forgiving in the way that you're allowed to save. You can get some lives. It's not the end of the world if you die and lose all your lives, you know. But you should definitely check out those if you haven't. They're really freaking great. Tropical Freeze in particular. Oh! Why the frick did I do that? I'm a freaking idiot. That freaking sucks. Going very well. I'm just chilling home in the moment. I saw you went live and joined in the chat. Awesome. The new age kids will never know the real happiness playing those games. They are never satisfying. So I'm happy to see that there are so many people like me love baseball games. I've played Return but not Tropical Freeze yet, but I'll definitely check it out now. Yeah, and if you have a Switch, now's the perfect time to check out Tropical Freeze, because that just came out for it. Yeah, I definitely I agree with you. Ruha, on like kids these days won't enjoy that, and part of me, I feel like we're kind of sound like old men. We sound like our parents saying back in the good old days. But there's something to be said about not having the internet, not knowing you're just buying a game and then you get into something and you're like, what the frick is this? Or you discover mystery, or you discover, a secret in the game. And you might have a strategy guide, you have to go buy the strategy guide, stuff like that will happen, but there's a lot of times as a kid I would just play games with, people, and you just play games, you kind of discover stuff on your own, or they're really hard and you have to get through stuff, and it's kind of gone, Everything's kind of almost instantly, people has like a video of the ending of a game when the day it comes out, And you don't get like that sense of mystery anymore. It's harder to. It's harder to kind of go cold turkey. This is hard. Frick. Frick. Do you guys see? Does that make sense? So I kind of see what you're saying. They won't enjoy like these games without having like 30 YouTubers talk about like, here's all the secrets, It's something really special that is gone. Don't go with the freaking. I could do a save state here, but oh gosh. Finally, Jizu. Okay, we're gonna do a stop and go station. That's the one. But might hold that for another stream. Maybe I'll come back. This has so many games. I'll probably do another Snes Classic stream. But for right now, I'm gonna freaking get up like a moron and hit this. I hate that I have to do that, but and we'll call it a day for Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, totally agree. Back in the old days, we actually had to discover stuff on our own. There was no internet guides to follow. And the only game that made me feel close to that. It's hard to do that anymore, but The Witcher 3 has moments in it. I didn't look up stuff for that. Breath of the Wild brought back kind of those childlike feelings of like, what is that? What is that up on that hill? Like, is that like a dragon? Like, what is that enemy? Is that a dragon? Is that a flying dragon? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you discover stuff in Breath of the Wild, or like, what's that up in the tree? What is that hiding over here? You know what I mean? All the Korok seed stuff and all that. Breath of the Wild kind of brought those feelings back, and The Witcher 3 has stuff. And I'll tell you what it is, too. Sally Lee P. Lay Page says, what's the biggest thing you put in your bum? It's going to have to be the SNES Classic. I think that was the biggest thing. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for that good input as well. Good interaction. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I still go back and replay old games. Yeah, you just discovery, all that stuff. It's really cool. But yeah, The Witcher 3 had stuff, and here's the difference. Maybe you guys will agree with me here. On those old games, there was stuff that you could just discover or not. Final Fantasy VII is a good example. There's characters that you don't have to get. There are moments in that game you could totally skip over. And The Witcher 3 has those moments of like, you don't even have to, like, they put those in the game and you might not even, people might not even discover them. And with how expensive games are to make now, it's kind of ludicrous to do that. It's kind of crazy to do that because of how much games are to make. They want to make sure you see everything. You know, they don't want wasted, like, development time on something they have to kind of, like, poke around to find. I think Witcher 3 does that very well. And brings me back to being a kid of like, what the heck is that? Like, oh, I'm going to poke around here. I'm going to discover this. And, you know, it's kind of cool. So, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of cool stuff like that. But, yeah, kind of cool. I'm gonna time me out there, Sally Lee Page. He's asking me about my bum too much. Actually, we're gonna hide his messages. Give him a little time to think. You know, he needs to get back to just playing games. I'm just gonna help him out with that. I think I'm gonna do one final game for the night and call it a stream. I'm going to let the chat decide what should I play. It's my final game. I do have Star Fox 2. I don't think I've ever played this. Oh no, I haven't freaking unlocked it yet. Final game of the night. I'm going to let the chat, whoever's first in the chat, decide. Anybody want to decide what I play as the final game? Alright, I'm not hearing anything from the chat, so I might go ahead and decide. It might be, I know there's probably a delay too. Kirby. So I did the Dream Course thing. Let's do Superstar. Never played on SNES. I did the Air Course thing earlier. I don't know if you were in here yet. That thing sucked. That thing freaking sucked, dude. What is this? Isn't this a remake? What is Superstar? What is this? All the foods from Dreamland have been stolen. Man, a great freaking game. And I can do it because I have a Retron 5. I guess I could do it with emulator too, but Kirby's Dream Land for Game Boy. Loved those as a kid. Is this your first time playing? I'm going to lie to him. No. Is that how to explain copy? No. I just said no, didn't I? I just said no, and they called my bluff, unless I hit the wrong button. So love the music from Kirby, love the soundtrack. Kirby's Adventure on NES, played for the first time a couple of years ago. So great. I have one complaint with Kirby. And I got some flack for this on one of our E3 kind of reaction videos. A little bit too easy. Kirby's a little bit too easy. I don't hate Kirby. It's a little bit too easy at times. But I love the soundtrack right now. And I love the boss fights. I love like having to get these bomb frick. Toss that out. I love the boss fights. They're fun. Grab something, poke it at somebody. I definitely agree with what you said about discovering those optional side quests. I remember Final Fantasy VII discovering Yuffie or Vince for the first time around. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah, and that's very hard to get nowadays. Definitely recommend the Witcher series for that. It's very hard to do. I don't even like. I don't even knock developers for kind of like not doing that as often. Game development's really expensive, and just kind of spend money on stuff that might not ever be discovered. But what the frick is that bear? Oh, I can eat the bear. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII is a great example of just weird discovery. I think that's why Breath of the Wild kind of connected with a lot of people, definitely with me. It's a lot of discovery. It's a lot of kind of tinkering around and using the systems, and it's one of the best games in years in my eyes because of that. It kind of takes you back to that core of video games and discovery and systems and kind of gaming the system. Even, you know, you can make something really easy for yourself or really hard. It's all based on that kind of tinkering and all. It's a bunch of experimentation. Frick my life. As I said, this was super easy, and I hit. I don't think I played this one, All Stars. Frick. You're dead. Yeah, nowadays that kind of stuff only takes form of DLCs. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're totally right. All right. So yeah, again, not a huge Kirby fan. I feel like it's too easy. Makes me kind of worried for the upcoming Final Fantasy VII remake since it's episodic and how Square Enix does business nowadays. I get the I can get why it can make you a little nervous, huh? I'm so excited for it. I think it'll be kind of cool just to see those levels and stuff updated. I think it'll be kind of cool. I get that totally. Some of the stuff that's DLC would be fun to have as a whole separate, you know, just a part of the game. It's kind of hidden away. Don't have to do it. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Loved the discussion. Loved talking with you guys about stuff like countries and what was his name again? I'm sorry, Ruha. Thanks for joining in, Zenzu. Thank you for joining in. Had a fun time talking with you guys, playing some SNES Classic. We'll be doing some other Hangouts. I usually try to do these Thursdays and Sundays. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Follow JweeboYT on Twitter. It's right there on the screen for updates. You'll learn when I'm going live, when I've gone live. Today I kind of didn't give as much of a warning as I usually do. I kind of give kind of a warning of what time. But Thursdays at 6:30 Eastern time, I go live. And then Sundays I'm kind of figuring out. This can be random. It could be here and there, whatever. But really like talking with you guys. And yeah. We'll be having a podcast extremely soon coming up. For the month of July, we do those monthly, and thanks for joining in. Not sure what's going to be the next Hangout. It's always a surprise. It's always, you know what? You got to discover it for yourself, just like the old games. So thanks for joining in, and I hope you guys have a great night. If you're watching this archived, pour one out for Sally Lay Page Snorts. Cock Dust. That was their name. Pour one out for them. Zenzu says it's been fun discussing, reminiscent. Take care, buddy. We'll join the next chat if I can. Cheers. Sayonara, Zenzu. Sayonara to everybody else. Had fun. Fun little stream. Love the SNES Classic. How do I turn this off? I gotta freaking get up again. I have to get up again and hit the button. Oh my gosh, why is it happening to me?